Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Right off the bat, we're unpacking a concept that is an absolute game changer for how we understand human connection and social dynamics. We're going to take a fundamental law of economics, scarcity, and apply it directly to human attraction. Think about it for a second. Usually we associate economics with, money, stock markets, physical goods. But today, we're looking at the economics of your time, your attention, and your personal value. It's a genuinely fascinating lens to view relationships through. And honestly, once you see the patterns we're about to discuss, it'll completely rewire how you interact with people. So let's just get right into it.
Our source material hits us with a profound truth right out of the gate. Human beings do not value things that are free, abundant, and easily accessible. Man, just let that sink in for a second. This isn't just some cynical hot take. It's a bedrock truth about human psychology. It perfectly sets up what we can think of as the economics of love. I mean, think about the air we breathe. It is absolutely vital for our survival, right? Yet we rarely spend our days consciously valuing it or obsessing over it, simply because it's incredibly abundant and freely accessible. Our brains are naturally wired to take constant, unlimited access entirely for granted. And what our source material reveals is that this exact same psychological mechanism applies to our interpersonal relationships and romantic attractions.
Which brings us to a very direct and, maybe slightly uncomfortable question for you to consider as we go through this explainer. Are you giving your time away for free? See, we often think that by being endlessly available, we're showing someone how much we care about them. We think we're being the ultimate supportive partner or friend. But we really have to evaluate the actual cost of that unlimited access. Are you treating your own time, literally your most finite resource, like something that can just be grabbed off a shelf for free? It's a seriously urgent question you need to ask yourself.
Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1, the scarcity principle and why we value what we value.
The scarcity principle lays down this fundamental psychological reality. Humans inherently value what is rare, earned, and respected over what is free and abundant. Notice those three specific words there: rare, earned, and respected. If something is rare, well, it takes effort to find. If it's earned, it requires actual investment to acquire. And if it's respected, it holds firm boundaries. We just naturally value the reward that comes at the end of a challenge. So if you want your relationships and your time to be truly valued, you've got to ensure that your presence feels like something that is earned and respected, not just handed over by default without an ounce of effort on the other person's part.
You can clearly see there's a massive divide in how we carry ourselves. On the one hand, being free, abundant, and easily accessible, that just creates boredom. It leads directly to being taken for granted. But on the flip side, behaving in a way that is rare, earned, and respected builds genuine appreciation. It telegraphs to the other person that you have serious worth. Understanding this vast gap between these two approaches is absolutely crucial. It's the key to mastering the scarcity principle in your own life.
All right, moving into part 2, the availability trap, and identifying our self-sabotaging habits.
This is where we need to get real and objectively examine our own actions. Let's look closely at the behaviors of the availability trap. Are you guilty of these? Number 1, replying instantly every single time. The second your phone buzzes, do you literally drop a dumbbell mid-rep at the gym just to text back immediately? Number 2, dropping plans at a moment's notice. If she calls, do you bail on your friends or skip your workout just because she's suddenly free? And number 3, centering your entire life around her. Have your own hobbies, your passions, your goals completely vanished, replaced entirely by her schedule? These are the exact mistakes highlighted in the source. And while you might think these actions show loyalty, they're actually a massive trap. You're making yourself way too accessible.
Because when you do these things, you subconsciously signal that your time just isn't valuable. And that word subconsciously is the whole ballgame. You aren't explicitly saying out loud, hey, my time is worthless. In fact, your conscious intention is probably to show love and dedication, right? But human dynamics don't operate on pure logic. They operate on subconscious signaling. When you exhibit those highly available behaviors, when you drop everything you're doing at the snap of a finger, the underlying unspoken message you're broadcasting is that your own goals, your own plans, and your own life simply aren't that important. You are inflicting immense damage on your perceived worth in the relationship, and you probably don't even realize it.
So how do we fix it? Part 3, escaping the trap and recalibrating your perceived value.
Your time has value. It's succinct, it's powerful, and it is the absolutely necessary mindset shift you have to make right now. The exact moment you truly believe your time is a valuable, finite resource, you break the tension of the availability trap. You shift entirely from passive, endless availability to proactive self-respect. This realization right here, it's the absolute bedrock for recalibrating how anyone else is ever going to perceive you.
The fix here is actually incredibly straightforward. It requires a complete inversion of those highly accessible behaviors we talked about earlier. Step 1. Do not reply instantly every single time. It is completely okay to finish that email you're writing or finish the conversation you're having before you grab your phone. Step 2. Do not drop plans at a moment's notice. Honor your prior commitments. If you had plans to go to the gym, actually go to the gym. And step 3. Do not center your life around her. You absolutely must maintain your own purpose, your own drive, and your own life outside of the relationship. By actively reversing those behaviors, you naturally reintroduce the scarcity principle. You stop being free and abundant, and you start being rare and respected.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought based on everything we've covered from our source material today. You now know the mechanics of the scarcity principle. You know the dangers of the availability trap. So the only thing left to ask is this: will you start making your time rare, earned, and respected? Take a really hard look at your daily habits and decide what changes you're going to make starting today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep exploring, keep protecting your value, and I'll see you in the next one.